That's what you get for being a dick. And I noticed something troubling. There are 4 writers credited for this episode. Now, I know it's David Chase is one of them, so that means like he's the executive producer, he's the showrunner. So chances are he just had this story idea. And his story idea is big enough that, because if you get credit as a writer, you get a check. Last I heard, and this information is several years old, but like if you write an episode of a TV episode script, it's $80,000 minimum to start with. That's off the top. Like if this is your first script, because your price goes up the more you write, the more seniority you have, the more money you make. The fucking minimum is $80,000. So now this was several years ago, like I said. 20 years ago it was 60,000. So in other words, like the 4 of them will split the $60,000. So if his idea is big enough, he's like, okay, just cut me this extra a little bit. Give me a taste, make sure I get my taste of this episode since my idea was so big. Now that's not to say, like, I'm sure he has ideas in every single episode. Being a showrunner, he might be like, okay, I want this to focus on Uncle Junior this week, and he shoots Tony. You guys figure out how to do that, and so then he'll leave the writers' room and the writers will figure it out, right? So that he's not going to get paid for that. He's already getting a good salary, which means he must have had a substantial. Maybe he had to do a draft, but typically my point about this is, even if you take him out of it, there's still 3 writers. Usually 2 writers is the most you're going to have for like a script that has no problems. If you go above 2 writers, they had a problem with the script. Something wasn't working. They would give the person notes. It wasn't working. So then they assigned another writer to the script to try to fix whatever the problem was, because the first person working on it wasn't working, right? So maybe Robin Green and Mitchell Burgess started out with the script. It wasn't working. So then David Chase took a pass and it still wasn't working. And maybe Terrence Winter, who knows what the order of events was. It doesn't matter like how they're listed. That means nothing. So what this tells me is that they probably had a lot of problems with the script. Now, that doesn't mean if you see 4 writers, and I think 4 is the maximum you're allowed to show. Anything above 4 is like, well, other people worked on it, but it wasn't a high enough percentage to count. I think 4 is the max. At least it was the last time I read the rules. But maybe eventually they got there and they got a great script. But I bet if you go back and you look at like the worst episodes of any series you watch, be it Star Trek Next Generation, Voyagers, I have a lot of experience with the behind the scenes and the writing process of those shows. So that's why I can say this with authority. But I think if you go back to, like, say Voyager, for instance, if you look at the 10 worst episodes of Voyager, I bet for most of those you're going to see multiple writers. You'll see 3 or 4 writers for those bad scripts. And they never could solve it. And see, the problem is you have a time limit. Especially with them. Sopranos didn't really have this. They had more time because they were allowed to take an extra year between seasons to win to. So they didn't have like this time deadline other shows do. Like Voyager, they had a production cycle. So you reach the end of the production cycle. Has to be a script. There's a deadline. People have to make sets. They have to come up with costumes or wardrobe. They have to design aliens and shit like that. You can do some of that just knowing the bare bones of the script. But like you have to have the fucking script finished by a certain time. You have to, whether it's good or bad. And so that's why you'll see those shows when they have 4 writers, it almost always sucks. This episode may not suck, but it might. So I'm going to be examining the writing closely to see if there's like some major plot holes. There's some things that they just had major issues with that, I'm very curious about that. Because I think I've seen it a couple other times, but, I don't always notice who the writer is. But this one stood out because it's like, God damn, they needed 4 writers? Jesus. All right, let's go ahead and get into this shit. Tony thinks he's going to have a comfortable, relaxing day. Convalescence, if you will. I was trying to think of the word convalescence last episode, and I couldn't remember. I was too fucking hammered. There's a certain physicality required when your character is injured, and you have to go over it carefully with the actors, make sure they don't forget. Hugh Laurie played House. He put a rock in his shoe so you'd remember the limp, because you're thinking about too many other things, man. You're not going to remember that shit. Yep, no relaxation for you, buddy. He's so fucking irritated. Cue the noise in 3, 2, 1. Fuck. Goddamn. I was way too impatient.
I'm laying out. You coming?
We talked about at the wedding. Rusty, you made the call to Italy.
Yeah, you're fired.
I know where that's going to fit him for a suit. She's sending over 2 of her best tailors.
Nice.
So I let you approve. Anybody taking a look, there's nothing linking us to.
Yeah, that's why he's a boss, dumbass. I mean, do you realize how little I would give a shit about Chrissy's approval? Like, I don't think there's anything in this world I would care about less. He's a
It's
dick.
okay.
Yeah, take the
Thank
money,
you.
man. He feels better if you take the money.
Thanks. Look, Tone, I don't remember slamming the refrigerator door.
Oh, man.
Well, Carlo told me, and my dad, never should have raised my hands to you. I'm sorry.
I would have been.
As long as you realize.
Man, like, I just can't do it, man. That's why I could not be in this business. I could not let somebody just pound on me and not fight back, man. I'm not saying I'd win the fight. I was bullied a lot as a teenager, and I did win many of those fights, if any of them, right? But I would fight back. And that would be the thing. The bully don't want to come at you again because he knows you're going to fight back. He'll beat you, but it's going to cost him, right? That's the whole thing. That's how you deal with bullies, right? So, I just couldn't sit there and take a pounding, man. There's no fucking way. I can't do it. So I would not make it in this business. Because, like I've been saying all along, apparently you're not allowed to strike back even if they attack you. Fuck that shit, man. It's bullshit.
So, I saw my cousin this week. It turns out he ran into a friend of yours, the big guy, Vito. And?
Here we go.
He was in a
It all
fag
comes
bar.
out. It all
Dancing
comes
with
out.
the guy.
And, of course, like, the gossip bitches there are, everybody's going to know now. Everybody. They're running to tell Tony.
Right, Joey. Use your hats. Those fast boys an ass muncher. Oh, what?
Paulie's about to kick your ass.
The kid's cousin.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. You better say allegedly,
He's a
motherfucker.
married man.
What a go mad.
He's married and he has a goobah. That's twice the pussy.
You're leaving out the best part.
He was wearing a motorcycle outfit, like the guy in the village people with the leather hat.
That's the
and
best part, I
vest.
guess.
Chaps, too. I don't know. Fucking slanderous me.
Well, it's certainly not libel. God damn,
You can
dude.
go.
Really? You're out of here. You're dismissed, bitch.
He'd have something up his own ass. And it wouldn't be no cock either.
Damn, Paul, he's fired up, man.
I fucking called him. Long time ago. You know Vito was a Ricky O. Yes. When? I never said
Whatever the
it,
fuck
but
a
I
Ricky
knew.
O is.
Get the fuck out. We're kids. That don't mean shit. Elton John was married. Yeah, Rock
He was?
Hudson, too.
I never did that.
I think.
I knew about Rock
Well,
Hudson.
we gotta. I'm not gonna condemn the man off the wood of some fucking douchebag from Yonkers. I could
Yeah,
care less,
if he's a
mate.
douchebag from
Yeah?
Paris, okay,
Maybe
cool.
you're a flop bag. Think about it though, Tone. So weight loss,
Oh, so...
AIDS.
oh, okay. I was wondering, what the hell does weight loss have to do with homosexuality?
I went to his school and took him like a criminal. This is America.
Yeah, fuck. This probably means she's gonna be a goddamn lawyer. Like, we need another fucking lawyer in the world. She could be a doctor helping people and shit. She would have been a rock during COVID, man.
Yes, was it a crack whore trying to get her kids back for the welfare
God
money?
damn, Tony!
Actually, it was a family
Jesus!
from Afghanistan who fled
I need to start taking a shot every time he's a dick, because, you know, I'll be in the hospital, but goddamn, man.
jobs.
Yeah, and look at
Think
him.
it's
That'd be
funny?
another shot right
The
there.
FBI.
Dick.
You want to chill out about some of this?
Tony's got nothing productive. Yeah, I still say those are like, what, 5-pound weights, maybe 10? You ain't doing shit, Chrissy.
You think there's a chance they could be, I don't know, Al-Qaeda's?
Now he's
like
thinking
that.
about fucking terrorists. Jesus Christ. He wants to offend every fucking group in one episode, man.
Plus, Muhammad and his girlfriend have a dog.
Oh, they have a
Spanish
dog. Okay, that's cool. I don't see it if they have a dog. You fucking moron. You ain't got enough on your plate, Tony? Jesus.
Vito!
Here they come.
Tony's looking for you.
For me?
He's been calling for fucking days.
My goddamn phone. Jesus. Everything all right?
You tell us.
I'm good. Tell Tony I'll call him.
It's better you come in.
Oh, shit.
Sure.
He's gonna bolt.
You go ahead
Or
and
shoot
I'll
him.
follow you.
I'm a captain. Quit looking at me like that. Yep, he's out of here, man. You just got punked. Well, this is bad. It's never the crime, it's the cover-up.
Paying a visit to a guy from New York.
Ooh.
The little
None of
guy
your
in
business,
Ozone
motherfucker.
Park. You should provide them a couple of dumb gats, guidance on where to find them.
Can they have some smart gats?
Part 2 when it's done.
Nice. Oh, it's just drugs. I thought it was money. Never mind.
Kids asleep?
They went to sleep about an hour ago.
He's nervous as a motherfucker. Yep, time to break out the money and get the fuck out of here. I noticed the word bisexual hasn't even come up. No, they went out of the way to mention he hasn't fucked his wife in a year, right? I almost said an hour. That's not right. But he could obviously be bisexual, you know. TV doesn't like bisexuals for some reason. You know, Willow on Buffy was dating guys, and then she started dating women. She never went back. So she wasn't bisexual. You know, I can't think of a bisexual character off the top of my head in TV. I'm sure they exist, but the TV Hollywood doesn't like bisexual characters. Phil. Why do you even have your phone on, man? Well, he's not going to have it on much longer. I love the sound as it went by. That's great audio editing. That is great audio editing. Clearly it's done in post, right? They nailed that shit. This motherfucker's going to get a wreck or some shit. Jesus. What the fuck was that? I said getting a wreck. I didn't say hit somebody. In a horror movie, this is when Mr. Hook comes out, you know?
Fuck!
Yeah, you are fucked. You just gonna leave the car? Goddamn. Motherfucker's roughing it.
How you doing?
Is that the woman from Blacklist?
For the night.
I don't have anybody down for a reservation.
That is her. I recognize the
Besides
voice.
the
She's from
vacancy.
Blacklist. I'd never seen her in anything other than Blacklist.
Black Cadillac. Route 228.
Life was a bitch before GPS, I'll say that much.
Have a good night.
I don't want your wet ass money. Dry that shit off first. Whatever. Slept with it in his clothes. Trifling ass.
Everything is gone.
Which house are you referring to?
The spec house. The PVC, the shake roof shingles, even that expensive lock on the shed is missing.
That's awful, Mel.
You know
Oh,
anything
shit.
about
Oh,
play?
you're a broken record, for God's sake. That's what you are.
Jesus.
Carmela,
So much
wait.
for her dream.
No, let her go. I've had a lifetime of her bullshit.
God damn, man. Holy shit. Everybody in this show is just so irritable. Dude, you can get coffee. You're out of bed and breakfast, man. You can get a fire-ass fucking breakfast. All the drinks and beverages you want, man.
How about Roberta Di Piazza? Huh?
Want to keep going down the alphabet?
Could you try Roberta Spatafore? S-P-A-T-A.
Motherfucker, why don't you just find out who you're calling and call me back? God damn, man. If I was just
I'm
operating
trying
out
to
here.
find my cousin. Could you search the whole state?
Jesus Christ, dude. You gotta be shitting me. Life before Google was a struggle, man. I can't do it.
Pancake made with white cornmeal. New England specialty.
Sounds
Here you
good.
come.
And give me some of them Jimmy Deans.
Our sausages are made in-house.
Talk about fire breakfast. This motherfucker probably knows what he's doing, too.
They look good.
He said a little bit about her, motherfucker.
You don't say hello to your uncle?
Hey, Uncle Phil.
Yeah, what's up, motherfucker?
Vito.
Disrespectful ass kids.
And, in the romance department.
I got a couple men on the side. oh, you were talking about me and
What's
Vito.
this all about?
It's awkward.
Yeah.
Yes, I really don't want to talk about this. Vito's a good father and a loving.
She knows why he's asking. That's why she's all being all defensive.
It's nothing. Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Tell him I brought him some blood, sweat, and tears tickets.
The
Backstage
tickets
passes
are
too.
the cheese. The excuse to be over here, right? You know. Damn, Tony, you were waiting in the car for all this? How long were you out there?
My business, I'm around a lot of women. That one ain't getting laid.
Well, neither was Carmela. Did you pick up on that fucking Sherlock Holmes ass motherfucker? That battery wouldn't still be on, man.
Well, Vito on a phone, asshole.
God damn.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
What are you, sucking his dick? Put him on.
I bet I kick your ass, you fucking faggot.
Yeah, that's right. Telephone tough guy.
So are you, fucking Tony.
What? Hang on a second. Hello.
That's what you get for being a dick. You gotta accuse him of for being a telephone tough guy. Back before you had internet muscles. And when he started the shit. Talking tough. Now I know he can fight, but goddamn, man. Don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
Where were we?
Camilla's pissed.
Jesus Christ, he's always interrupting. People
Damn.
enjoy the silent auction. I thought our goal was to raise money. I say we get him liquored
Like,
up.
everybody in this episode just wants to tear each other's heads off. Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you mad at Artie, man? He's a good fucking cook. Damn.
Down for $2,000 worth of body work and or paint.
And Camilla's irritated with her because she's in a fucking hurry, you know?
So, did you hear about Vito and Marie? Quarter panel from the LeSabre, I said.
So I guess Camilla's like, I guess she's jealous of the way this woman's running her business. That's probably why she was so irritated. It had nothing to do with, like, she's a businesswoman. Camilla's jealous.